I've got a calf out here that I need to get a tag into, and I tried to catch it this morning, but it was able to elude me, and the mother is very protective. So this is proving to not be as easy as the rest of them have been. I can see it out in the pasture laying down right now, and mother's kind of walking away from it, so we're gonna try again. We gotta get them separated. I think that's gonna be the key here. Okay, got mommy out. Huh. Well, she's getting out of Dodge now. What's that about? Here, baby. You know, this won't take very long if you just let me do it. She ain't happy. I guess we could do this corner. Go back to mama. Yeah. Where's your mommy? Well, the mother's still not really too happy about everything that just happened, but she's starting to settle down a little bit. That cow is number 65, and if we go back and watch the video where I turn the bulls out, number 65 is the cow that both bulls, well, let's just say she taught them how to do their job. So I knew that she was the first one to get bred. I guess there's no guarantee that she actually took, but it is kind of strange to me that if she's the first one to get bred and she is the, I think, 17th cow to have a calf, doesn't really seem right. With that calf, we are very close to the halfway mark with calving. I think once we have 2 more calves, that will be officially halfway. So far, well, I was gonna say so far so good, but if you guys been watching the channel, you know there's been some good and there's been some bad. Some of my videos are very focused in the subject matter that they cover, and then there are others, like this one, that are gonna cover a little bit of everything. That's what's going on today on Farmer Tyler Ranch. Yesterday, our batch of meat birds showed up, and I thought I had everything ready to go. I had food ready for them. I know I've got feeders and waters, all that stuff. The one thing that kind of slipped my mind was bedding. So I went and grabbed some of that this morning. We're gonna get these guys set up. So anything will spill, it goes in the right spot. Watch out, folks. Well, that looks a little better. We ordered 40 chicks. We were sent 42, and they all made it through the night, although there is one that doesn't look like he's probably gonna make it through the day. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with that. Usually you got a couple that are DOA, dead on arrival. We didn't have any of those, so I don't know, we'll see. Right now I've got them all in the same brooder, and that's just because, quite honestly, it's easier for me. There's only one water that I need to take care of and one feeder that I need to take care of. These 4x8 brooders are more than big enough for the chicks at this age. As they get a little bit bigger though, I will have to split them and do like 20 in one, 20 in the other. And then when they get even a little bit bigger than that, my plan is to bring a poultry net over here and net in this little grassy area next to the building where the brooders are housed, so that they will have some access to outside fresh green grass, all that good stuff. If you've been watching the channel lately, you know that I cannot get this Arrowquip chute set up fast enough, but before I do that, I need to get the slab poured. A few things have been getting in the way, one being the weather, but I think the weather is going to be good from here on out, so I need to get everything with the form here ready to go, so that when I have a day that I can pour concrete, I can just go get the concrete and do it. This form is just a touch over 28 cubic feet as it sits now. A yard of concrete is 27 cubic feet. So what I need to do is add a little bit of fill in here, but I don't really need that much. I think I'm going to shovel dirt all around the edges just so the concrete doesn't like push out from under the form and, you know, take up quantity that way. So once we get a little bit of fill in here, get the edges all dialed in, then I want to lay the rebar, and at that point this should be ready to go. Well, I don't really know what to say about this. We've got at least a cubic foot of crushed up concrete here, probably more. And I've kept it away from the edges of the slab. And then you see I've got this little gap here, and that's where I expect the rear load bar to be. So we're gonna have a really thick piece of concrete there, and then same thing up here in the front. Well, for better or worse, I think this is what we're gonna go with. I put a T-post across the form in several different places just to see how close the rebar is gonna be to the top of the slab. And we're not any closer than like 2.5 or 3 inches. So I think we'll be good. However, there is one more thing that I wanna do before I'm gonna say this is ready to pour. And that is I wanna cut off these form stakes where they're sticking above the form. That's just gonna make it really hard to screed this off. So we'll do that now. Well, that ought to work. As we get further into calving season, I really need to get these bulls out from the herd, because the danger of a cow starting to cycle again and go into heat is greater with each day. So I don't think it's happened yet, but I don't want to leave these guys in here any longer and get some surprise calves in like December. So now that I've got some room in my corral system for these guys, we're gonna try to pull them off of the herd and give them a little break from hanging out with the girls. Right now everybody's kind of congregating in the corner here by the gate, so I'm hoping I can just push them on in, but it might not be that easy. I need you. Here, little boy. Problem with him, he's too gentle. You can't hardly push him. Okay, Rivet, let's go. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to have gentle bulls, but in times like this it can be a little frustrating. There. Go, Rivet, go. Well, they're certainly not being very cooperative right now, so I think I need a four-wheeler. Let's try this again. Plenty of time for that later. Get out! Quit that, you guys! Up we go. Come on, boy. Hey. Well, that went pretty good. Once you guys finally realized what to do. That needs some oil on it. Boys will stay in here, the little field, which is about 2 acres of pasture, and then I've got a hay feeder up here that will stay full for them as well. They'll stay in here until breeding season, at which point the Bismarck bull will stay here with the heifers that we introduced to him, and the 2 older bulls will go with the main cow herd. And my plan this year is to split the herd into 2 herds, track breeding, so I know who the sires are and all that stuff. So that's still several months down the road, but we want to separate them now because the cows are calving, and generally you figure the cows won't start cycling again for about 3 months after they give birth, but that's not always the case. Sometimes they will start cycling sooner than that, and I feel like being in the presence of bulls might even trigger them to start cycling sooner as well. So it's important to get them separated so that we don't get any off-schedule calves, but it's also good to give these guys a break. Give them the easy life for several months prior to breeding so that when we do turn them out, their enthusiasm is at an all-time high and they can get the job done. Well, a lot has happened in the last few videos, and I thought this evening while I'm going around doing all my cow checks that I'd give you guys updates on the stars of the recent videos, so to speak. Some good news that we've had recently is that the only heifer we have left to calve is 2210 here. But as you guys might remember, she actually had a calf last year. She's the mother of our surprise calf. And if you aren't familiar with that story, basically she ended up getting bred really young, a lot younger than we were expecting. And she had a calf last year, almost on schedule with all the other cows. So while she is in my heifer age group, she's actually a second calf heifer now. So I'm not too worried about her. I know that as long as she can spit the thing out, she's a good mother. And being as she's already had a calf, that should be easier for her. 2209 is the first calf heifer this year. She delivered that little guy without any trouble. Boy, if she would have struggled with that one, I don't know, that'd be pretty bad. He's very little. And she has ended up being a fantastic mother. She shows mothering instincts of a cow twice her age. Here we have 2208, a first calf heifer. You guys may remember a couple videos back, or whenever it was, that I had to separate her and her little tan colored calf. I don't know what's the proper terminology for that color. We had to separate them because she wasn't being super attentive, but after a couple days together, they've done really well. They've got a good bond now, and the calf is having no issues nursing on its own. Also standing with her is number 44. She is the mother of the set of twins, one of which I took back to the house to raise as a bottle calf. The calf that we left with her is the heifer out of that group, which she will likely be a free Martin heifer. And they seem to be doing really well. She's a great mother. It's unfortunate that she couldn't have raised both calves, because I think that she would have. Except for the fact that I don't think she makes enough milk to raise 2 calves. So we're doing it this way. And here, of course, is number 33. She's the cow that was the subject of the last video that I think I titled something like toughest calf pull ever, and I still stand by that. I don't think that I have pulled a calf that has been that difficult ever. But you can see she's up, she's walking, she's mobile, and she doesn't seem to want me anywhere near her, which I kind of understand. Some mothers get very upset when their calf learns how to run for the first time. And everybody's always asking about Buddy. They want to know if Buddy's still out here. Well, yeah, here he is. Bring a brush out here. I think that pretty well gets us caught up on everybody here at the home ranch. Pulling into the winter pasture over here, we got a handful. I think like I counted 8 cows over here in the corner, but nothing much is going on. They're just grazing. Although I will have to say, number 48 here is looking about as pregnant as she can get. Starting to bag up a little bit too, I think. So should be pretty soon for her. Well, let's go see if we can find the rest of them. I'm actually looking for a cow specifically just because I feel like she's getting real close. It's number 14. She's been really bagging up here the last couple days, and I feel like we're getting close to something happening. Well, I found her. No calf with her, but if you notice, her tail might look shiny on camera. She's got a little bit of mucus on her tail. So it could mean that, you know, things are getting close. Hard to say. She is over here grazing with all the cows that have calves already, which kind of tells me that she's probably got some hormones going that have got her thinking like she needs to be with the nursery herd, basically. I've described this briefly before. When the cows are over here and they start calving, the cows with calves kind of start to form their own herd, and the cows that haven't had calves yet will run in their own herd, and they're usually quite a ways apart. I'm actually noticing 4 cows over here with the nursery herd that are all bagging up and looking like they're real close. So I'm guessing calves are right around the corner for them.
Car. Really worried you might want them. Oh boy, you don't. Oh.
Hey, none of that.
All done. All done.
Can you tell me what you named the calves, Macy?
Littles and Smoky.
Which one is Littles?
This one.
Oh, watch out, Bobo.
Whoa.
Okay.
No.
There he goes. He's out of here.
He thinks he's a dog.
He's true. You just want to nurse my pants. Cow, belly, this way. See, if I can control the dogs, I can control the cat. And last but not least are the bottle calves that we have started calling Smoky and Littles. Those are the names that Macy came up with, and they just kind of stuck. So the calves are both doing really well. They're both very strong and energetic, and you can see the black one is getting around a lot better. He still does fold that foot wrong every once in a while, but for the most part, he gets around really good. And I think as time goes on, that's just going to continue to get better until you really can't tell that there was ever anything wrong with him. Trying to nurse each other's ears. You guys, milk doesn't come out of there.
Smoky says, hey, don't do that to me.
Every evening we feed the bottle calves and then go collect eggs. So bottle calves are fed. Now we need to go get eggs.
Stop. Stop.
Can you explain why you're telling them to stop?
Because the net is hot. Maddie, stop.
Okay, it's ready.
Daddy.
What do you want to say?
So, we're collecting eggs. Yay! Might be a chicken.
Watch out.
I did. Got it.
Hey, get out of
Okay.
Okay, you guys can get the eggs now. Yeah, because the chicken was laying on them. She was keeping them warm.
So that the wind doesn't blow?
Well, she's trying to hatch them, but she doesn't know there's no rooster in here.
Dad, this
Put 'em in.
one's so
Oh,
warm.
Maddie, that's why we put them in gently.
What do you do?
We broke one.
What was it?
This one, see how it's broken? That's why we got to put them in very gently.
Daddy, can
Like
we
that?
still eat it?
Yeah, we could eat that one tomorrow.
Daddy? All right.
Just do it like you normally do it. Here you go.
All right.
Okay, show them how to do it.
Right. Right.
Good job. I think that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for hanging out with me